So welcome back, viewers. This is going to be an unboxing video and a variant comparison video. You can see here it is a Luke Jedi with a label of C5 on it. And I'll talk more about that as we get into the video and see some of the flaws on the card. The main reason why I bought this figure, though, was because of the variant. It's got sort of a pink face. And this variant comes on a 65A card back. It also has a fuzzy cape. And I believe that's the lighter version of the lightsaber. To me, it looks lighter than my other figures. But there's a lot of flaws with this card. It's kind of a beater card. And I didn't really, the listing didn't really showcase that, and it didn't verbally list it in writing. They just labeled it, the seller just labeled it as C5. But you can see there's curling to the card. The hang tab is torn. There's a kind of a big crease in the middle. So it's kind of a beater card. It just goes to show sometimes you're looking at one thing, and in this case I was looking at this variant. You can see there the fuzzy cape. You can be looking at one thing and cause you to overlook other flaws. The bubble is kind of yellowed as well. I should say I didn't pay, the price I paid for this figure kind of reflects these flaws. I thought I was getting a good deal, and I would have been had the card been in better condition. Here is the comparison with a pale face variant on the right hand side, and you can see the version on the card, which I just got, has more of a tannish hue to it. Looks like he's got a little bit of a suntan compared to the pale face version. Both of these are painted face versions. I have molded face variants as well. You can see those in other videos on my channel. But this variant comes on a 65A card back. The pale face versions usually come on 77 card backs. And for good measure, I will show you pink face blue lightsaber comparison. The pink face blue lightsaber there is in the middle. You can see on that pale face one on the right hand side, there's kind of a, I don't know if you'd call it a variant, but a manufacturing variation is the sewn cape has the pattern going vertical, whereas usually they go horizontal. Another variation in this figure is the accessory. The carded Luke that I just bought has a tan palace blaster compared to the more gray or green, grayish green blaster that most of the figures come with. And for comparison, I've just laid that gray blaster on top of the bubble. It's not double packed or something like that. Anyways, I guess this is a lesson learned situation. The lesson being that you really need to ask questions about the condition when they don't state anything about the condition, or they don't state the flaws. You really need to ask questions, because it's a piece that I'm glad I have in my collection because of the variant that it came with, and everything's worth something, but maybe this is not quite worth the price I paid for it. Prices fluctuate so much though. So anyways, have you guys ever made a purchase similar to this where you're slightly disappointed? I'm sure if you collect long enough, most people have. But feel free to leave a comment and share your experience. A figure like this on a beater card makes you kind of think about the practice of uncirculated grading, which was when grading companies used to take figures off of beater cards and just grade the figure. Because a figure like this would grade high, 85, maybe 90, but the card would bring it down so much that it's not worth grading in this condition on the card. But that, again, that's kind of thinking in terms of investment, which some people don't like to do. And there's so few examples of this figure being, over 40 years old on a card that you don't want to disturb it. What's your opinion of that? And are you someone who cares about the subtle variations in skin tone or variations in the accessories? If so, which variant of Luke Jedi do you prefer? And one last still photo I wanted to throw in here for you guys is a comparison shot of the light lightsaber versus the standard green lightsaber. You can see the one that's in the package is lighter in value and a little bit more yellow in color compared to the more standard green lightsaber, which maybe is a little bit more teal or blue in color when you compare them. The light green lightsaber comes with this variant on the 65A card back. He also came with the molded face variant, which was the version I had as a kid. It was a molded face and it had the lighter green lightsaber. I've seen some variant accessory guides that say that the light green lightsaber the molded face variant did not come with the light green saber, but he did. And the one I had as a kid had one, and there's one that was on eBay a few months back. And as you can see in this picture, it's a little bit digitized because I took it off of my screen. But he came with a light green saber, and you can see here that it's the molded face variant. So some of those variant guides, or I don't know how they can be so authoritative and how exactly they piece together what came with what. It's kind of over my head, really, but sometimes you will find exceptions to those rules, and you just have to be aware of that. Anyways, again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, check out my other vintage Star Wars videos, and like and subscribe, and please leave a comment.